I'm going to read another email which I've received in here. This email, interestingly enough, comes from a doctor in Texas. As you know, in our shows, we do not mention the name of the doctor or the city. We pretty much mention, just the first letter of the last or first name. This is Dr. J in Texas. Dr. Dahan, I have a relationship with my staff. Lately, I have been involved in a closer relationship with my front desk person, and I actually started dating her. Is that an issue in the practice? What would you recommend? That is a problem. That is a problem. Once you cross the line of being the doctor and now being the boyfriend, the date, the partner of a staff member, you're going to have some issues. It's one thing if you date someone outside of the office. You met them somewhere else, at a party, at a dinner, at a function, and as you became closer to each other, you decided perhaps we could work together. There would be some benefit. The questions you would want to ask is, are you qualified for that position? And if the answer is yes, then by all means, you could hire this person. Know, however, that no matter what happens, because you have a relationship with that person, there will be some issues with the rest of the staff. There might even be issues with that person. That person in what you're doing. But there will be some issue in the rest of the office because you're dating. But now that you've met this person and you started dating them after they started working there, now you've got a problem. I'm not an attorney. I want to make that very clear. But there could be an issue where this person, in case you break up, they could go out and say you actually assaulted them sexually. They could also claim all kinds of things. Again, I'm not an attorney. I don't want to go into the details as to what could happen. But it's not a good policy. It's not a good thing. It's not the thing to do. You want to date someone, date them outside of the office, especially in the healthcare environment. That is not what you want. I'll tell you a story, which is a true story. One of my clients in New York, and the doctor was actually dating a patient. They met at the office. They got along. The patient felt that the doctor was a very nice person. The doctor invited the patient to dinner. They went out, they had dinner, which was not good. They started having a relationship which grew, and they became very close to one another. Within a period of time, a couple of months, the patient and the doctor did not get along anymore outside of the office. Now remember, she was a patient, he was a doctor. He was dating her. She was dating him. They both consented to what they were doing, and they had an issue. It became such a nightmare. Besides the fact that the patient turned him into the board, besides the fact that she filed suit against the clinic, besides the fact that she created chaos in his life, there was nothing that he could do. What happened? The relationship turned sour. And because it turned sour, everything fell apart. It's not a good thing. It's not a good thing to date a patient. It's not a good thing to date a staff member. You try to separate the both. That's my best recommendation. The legal issues I don't want to get into, that you should call your attorney for that, and you should ask those questions. But it's not a good thing, that I can tell you for a fact. Never the right thing to do. Always clear that line. And if it does happen, you should be very careful. If you do meet someone in your office, as the case over here that you're asking me on the email, I would say, fine, but you can no longer work in that office. So why don't you start getting a job at another place, and now we'll keep our relationship going. And that would be the best, so as not to cross that line. There's an issue also with the rest of the staff, which I mentioned this in another email. There's an issue with the rest of the staff because the rest of the staff may feel, well, this person gets more recognition or value or somehow has a better relationship because of the personal relationship which exists. Never the right thing to do. Okay. I thank you very much, and I hope this was an answer which took care of your email.